Everything you need to know about the materials you need to get started with hand embroidery. First thing you're going to need is a pattern. If you want a beginner pattern, this one is also out. I'm not going to reverse the image because I trust that you can read backwards and the algorithm doesn't love it. It's totally free. Actually free. You don't have to put your email in or anything. It's in the freebies link in my bio. It looks like this. It's 8 illustrated pages. It's designed for beginners. It's free. I just ask that instead of purchasing it, you make a donation to an organization making a difference and pushing forward that cause. There's a little guilt trip on the front page. Please let it guilt you. Second thing that you're going to want is fabric. I stitch on quilting cotton. This is the same fabric that I would use to make a quilt. What you're essentially looking for is fabric that does not stretch. You want to check your fabric and make sure it doesn't stretch, especially if you're a beginner. Stretchy fabrics are much more difficult to embroider on. Grab the fabric in the direction the threads run and then pull and see if it stretches. It has a little bit more give that way, but all fabrics will stretch on the bias. So the threads run up this way and across this way. The bias is the diagonal. And if you pull that way, there is a decent amount of stretch. So you want to make sure you're testing it in the right direction, horizontally, vertically. That's how you're going to test for stretch. This is a skein of embroidery floss. It comes with 8 yards of thread. This one's been used a little bit, but I'm going to show you how to pull the thread out and then how to separate the threads. Barcode's at the bottom. I'm holding it that way. I'm going to really loosely hold the skein, just barely pinching it. And then I'm going to pinch the thread that's sticking out the bottom and just pull. Embroidery floss is made up of 6 strands of threads. If your pattern calls for 2 strands, it doesn't mean 2 of these. It means 2 of the strands that make up this thread. Hold it between 2 fingers, and I take another finger and just tap the top of it. Your threads will naturally start to pull apart and separate. You're just going to grab one of them and pull it straight out. It's going to look like your thread is tangling. It's okay. Trust the process. I'm just going to keep pulling this one out. And when it's all the way out, this will bunch, like release and relax. And then you've got 1 strand here. The next thing you're going to want is a needle. These are embroidery needles. They are different from sewing needles. Embroidery needles are sharp at the tip, and the eye of the needle is a little bit wider or longer than a sewing needle. The smaller the number, the bigger the needle. It's like a little bit opposite of what I think you would intuitively think. But this specific set, DMC 1 and 5, is really easy to find. I have found it at Walmart and I've found it at like Michael's. They've got it all over. So I always write my patterns that can use a 1 or a 5, just because this is a really easy one to find. Last thing you're gonna want is an embroidery hoop. I like these wood hoops. Lots of people prefer plastic hoops. They find they hold them better. I just like the look of a wood hoop. That's all the materials that you need to get started. So go make something cool.